Hello, Jana here with Jana's Quilt Shop. Well, I've got a tidbit for you. I've been promising you some pop-up tidbits, and I've been working on some really fun things to do. Things you can do and get done before Christmas, okay? I know time is ticking away, but this will be fun and you'll be wanting to do this. Do you ever, growing up, have ribbon candy? My grandmother always had some of the best candy, and we didn't have a lot of candy even around Christmas. We had a lot of fruit and things. So when she'd bring out that ribbon candy, I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Well, look at this little tree at some of the ribbon candy ornaments you can make. Look at that. All right, let me show you one up a little closer. Here's one of my favorites. But you can get whatever fabric you want to use and make them look cute like that. Let me show you how to make it, okay? So we're going to lay this one here is our model. So you're going to need some beads, one or the other. You don't have to have two different kinds, but one of them is 8mm and one is 10mm beads. They're a little, this one is just a little jewel, a little crystal looking bead, but there's all kinds out there that you can get. And then this is just a red one, and it's the smaller one. Okay, so beads. You're going to need some Christmas ribbon to tie the bow. You're going to need some good sturdy thread. You're going to need peltex. If you don't have any or know what this is, do not make these without peltex. Regular Pellon fabric does not hold these shape like this does. This peltex is a stiff, heavy, but you can sew it. It works really well on these. You're going to need 2 strips of fabric. These are cut 2 1/2. Well, 2 1/4. I decided to do 2 1/4. So remember that. 2 1/4 by 21. The length this way is 21, 2 1/4 this way. Okay? So there's that. You need 2 of those. This is cut 1 inch by 21. 1 inch by 21. Okay? So then you're going to need something to measure with. I like this little measuring guide there. Something to mark with. And then I love these clips, the longer ones. They help you hold it. And a rubber band might be good because when you're getting that together, you might want to hold it. Okay. And then you're going to need some tree hooks, ornament hooks, to put in the tops of them if you want to hang them like that. These would be so cute as gifts. I plan on giving these away to several different people for Christmas. Okay, so we're going to put right sides together. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest fabric? Candy cane fabric, and I've been looking for different ways to use it. So, you've got that. All right, you're going to put right sides together and get over here and sew. My needle and thread has slid off, I guess. Look, it's right here on my dress. Look here. So you want to go ahead and get your needle and thread, double it, and tie a knot in the end. Pretty long piece, so you'll have that ready. And I'm going to stick it here in my mat so I don't let that fall off again. Okay, right sides together. And you're going to go down here about 3/4 of the way and make a seam all the way around, leaving about a 4-inch opening on this. Okay, so go around, stitch that. 1/4 inch all the way around, come to the bottom of it and pivot. One more stitch there. Okay, and pivot. And this side you're going to go all the way up that 1/4 inch. And then we're going to leave that opening. Make sure I got it even up here. Okay. All right, turn. Get my iron getting hot there for us so we have it. Let me make sure we got it ready. There we go. All right, so here's where I started. So I'm going to go down about 4-inch opening there. Okay, Cut the thread, and you want to make sure to trim the corners on these. Trim the corners, so we're going to turn this. And this is such a long piece to turn, so we gotta know exactly how to do that so it'll turn well. Okay, so we go down here to the opening, and here's what I do. There's where I want to turn it through. So I know I licked my fingers, but it does pull it apart. If you've got a pencil with an eraser, or you've got this stiletto that has this rubber thing on the end, you can get this to slide through so much better. So if you get it started, I know, it just helps you hold on to it. Okay, get it started and it just starts sliding. There you go. All right, see how a pencil eraser or the stiletto is really good. Get it down there to the opening and then you can pull it out. All right, then you have to do this other end too. And it's hard to separate it if you don't lick your fingers. I'm trying not to. I know. But here, I got to. You got to open that up, see? And once you get it started, it just slides on. See? There you go. There we go. Okay, then you can go up in there with the sharp edge and get your corners out. And careful not to push through your corners, but get them out really nice. Okay, both ends. These are so fun. We've been looking for things to do for our little gifts at church in our stockings and stuff that we're doing. This would be a cute giveaway. All right, so we got to press this flat, and it's a big old long tube. Where the opening is, I save it for last. So I turn this and slide it. Just do this one side right now. I'm just concentrating on getting the edges even on this one side. Okay. I'm afraid I'm going to press my bag there. Okay, so and sometimes you have to lick your finger. You just slide it. If you can't get it to go, get a pin and pull that seam out. But it's going for me now. Little iron steaming. Okay, pull it out good. All right, then as soon as you get this side done, you go and work on that middle and get that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna flip it around now. And so you've probably already guessed, we've gotta close that seam off. So you're gonna tuck the bottom one in and tuck the top one in. Get it nice and straight where it's even and you don't have a skinnier piece here. So let's get that in there. But once you get it in, you can press it. You want to make sure it's even, ready to stitch. Okay? I'm going to slide down and finish this off. Then go down here and finish this in. So, you know, you get the opening done first. There's a reason for that. It just works better that way. Okay. This little dude iron just works good. Okay, so you've got that right there. Now we've got to stitch it closed all the way around. And I do less than 1/4 inch because I want to make sure I catch this little seam. And I start right there. I've got green thread in the back, so I'm going to flip this over where the bobbin is green and the top is this light color. So, okay. All right. Before I stitch, I've got to get this peltex in there. So, let's get that slid in there. Now, this is a little trick to it. You get in that opening. That's why you leave it quite large. And it's stiff, so if you're careful, you can slide it up. I slide it all the way up to that end. I get down here, and I've got to slide this in, keeping it straight. If you get it in there, it'll slide all the way up. Okay, here we go. Can't. Just have to ease it in a little at a time. Here we go. We about got it. Okay, there we go. See how slick that was? All right, we got to make sure we don't let any of that white show from that. And I'm going to sew with my light color on top and my green on the back. And I'm going to close this and go all the way around. It's going to be a narrow one because I want to keep that, catch all my fabric there and close that. Okay. Let's do our top stitch, and then I'll show you how to do the measure and do the ribbon part of it. All right, here we go. I like to sew when I can put the pedal to the metal and go. Isn't that fun? Okay, we're going to have more pop-up tidbits. I've got so many things I think you're going to want to try. If you don't get to them this year, I'm going to put these on YouTube so you can watch them whenever. Go back and get the measurements and the information so you know how to do these. This is not a pattern I'm selling. This is one that I'm giving you just because I've been playing around with it and it's really fun. Some of my patterns I do sell as kits that I've made up myself, but this is one I'm going to give you for free and see if you like it. Guess what? The bobbin ran out. Wouldn't you know it? Okay, but I have one just in case. All right. You know, I read a thing today about things you want for Christmas, and one is that your bobbins never run out. That's not something I ever thought about wishing for Christmas, that my bobbins would never run out, but that would be a good thing. I don't buy free wound bobbins. I usually wind my own and just wind a whole bunch of different colors at once. And then I've got them ready to go. All right, we're just about around this thing, and then we can start assembly of the ribbon. Okay. I gotta trim my threads off there where I started and stopped. Make sure it's all neat over here at the opening before we start in. Okay. I am determined to lose my needle. Look at there. Okay, here we go. We've got it. So you can kind of decide. You're going to see both the inside and the outside. I chose that as the top, the red and white stripe on that one. But we're just going to fold this one. I like that a lot right there. But we're just going to fold this one. All right, so we want to fold up 3 inches. So that's the trick to this, to get our ribbon going. And with that peltex in there, it holds it. So 3 inches on my ruler. So then I want to just start going. See how it comes out on the other end. When I just accordion fold this back and forth. Okay, so it's going to end up with the green. So what I'm going to do on this one, I need to pull that a little bit there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the green as the top on this one to change it up a little bit on those. All right, my green's going to be my top, so I got to start from down here. And what I need to do is mark where I'm going to sew through this. So I'm going to go, I've got it marked at 1.5 inches. I'm going to find the middle and mark it at 1.5 inches, a little dot. And I'm using this friction pin just in case I have to iron that off. So I'm going to do the top section, mark the middle, a little dot there, and I'm just going to keep going with my fold. On that green, it's going to be a little harder to see. I got to do it going this way too, just that topper, the top part. Okay, got all those. Go in here and get this. It's hard to see, I'm sure, with my hands there in a way, but you understand the process. And if you measure and know what your measurements are, it works out good. Right in the middle. Okay, now we got this top one to do. Right in the middle. Okay, there we go. I think we've got all the marks we need. Now we're going to put our clip on this to hold it. we want it to be. And if you don't have clips to work, use a rubber band or something to hold it and just till you get ready. Okay, so now we got to decide where we want to do the red beads or the crystal ones. I think we'll do the red this time. Okay, so you just run your thread through the hole for the first bead, and you've already got a knot down here. That's basically just to hold on to because you know the knot's going to come through that. But what I'm going to do is tie it like 3 or 4 times around there. So I use the knot to just flip it around and go through. See that? I'm going to do it again. Like I said, 2 to 3, even 4 times if you want to be sure that it stays. Because this is the anchor of the whole thing there. And you've got your thread doubled. Pull it really tight. And I'm going to leave a little bit of it in there and cut it off. Got it? Okay, now we're ready to go to town on this thing. So remember, that's the top. We're going to start at the bottom. And so I'm going to hold most of my section together. Ever what you think you need. You don't want it all to unfold on you. Okay, so we're going to start here and put it right through our dot. Got 1 bead on. So then we go find another bead. This is so fun. Takes a little patience and a little time. There we go. Then I'm going to go and run it through this next hole. All right, you can put as many clips, as many sections as you want. I like to hold it together so it's not all in my way. So now it's time for another red bead. On there, go through the hole. All right, I'm going to unclip that and go to the next section. There we go. Now I'm going to clip that a little more. There we go. It doesn't look like much yet, but it'll be cute. Okay, now we got to find this dot over here. Got it. Uh-oh, it's trying to come unfolded on me. All right, let's clip that little dude there. Another bead. We're almost done here. We got to get to the top. And I'll finish it off for you. Oop, I didn't get right in the middle. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to let that unfold now. The end there. Put this on. The end you've really got to secure good at the top because you want, when you're ending there, you don't want the beads and all of it to come out. So every section you put a bead. Each in between every little piece you put a bead. So there we go. We got that done. So I'm going to put another clip over on this side to hold that. All right. Now I got to get one more last bead on there at the top there and pull it up as tight as I can. And then you start stitching it to tie it up. So pull it up as tight as you can there without breaking your thread and go through 3 or 4 times there to knot that. You want to knot it up. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave that hanging. That's a good knot there. And then I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and make my bow. And you can leave the length off there as long as you want. But what I usually do is just leave it on my spool and make it to what I want and then cut it off. That way there's not a lot of waste. So you can tie it up, pull it up, fix it as big a bow as you want there. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'll cut that at an angle. And then I usually go through that knot with my thread and make sure the bow's secured on there. Okay, look how easy this is. All right. The more you anchor this, the better off you are. Now I can pull my clips out. Now I got that one on there. Thread around it. Okay, isn't this gonna be so cute? I'll do one more, and then I'm gonna call it quits on that. Wear a thimble if you need to. All right, I'm gonna leave a little bit of a tail on that, so got a little room there. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is so cute. All right, let's get our hook. Get our hook. Okay, now you hook underneath or through the bead like this. See that? And the best is to use a little pair of pliers and twist that around there so it'll stay. But look at that, how cute that turns out. See, you could do that too. If you need any of this peppermint candy stick fabric, we have some of that in the store. Come in and buy you a little piece. It wouldn't take a lot to do several. But there we go, got another one. Quick gift. Looks like you've done lots and lots of work on it. And it doesn't take very long. You see how it worked. All right, I hope you liked that tidbit. It was fun showing you and fun working on those. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next one. I never know when it's going to be, but there's going to be more. Thank you, and have a great day.